hello, and thank you so much for taking out time and coming on and speaking with myself and listeners today, Mr. Shirley.
Well, looking forward to coming up and seeing you out here for long.
I know we are definitely excited. I mean, January 19th is going to be here before you know it, and then we'll be hosting Confederate Railroad right here in Jasper. I know we're super excited about it.
Well, we're looking forward to it. You know, I know it's not a really big place, but that's what I enjoy doing in the wintertime, is going back and playing small rooms. You know, that's where I started out, and I really enjoy it when I get to do that.
Well, that's what we strive for, is that nice, intimate feel, and it seems like what a great place to experience Confederate Railroad, given that everything we've heard from your tour manager and just how you enjoy being around the crowd and really expressing the music.
That's true, very true. Yeah, I like it when they're right up on you, and you know, it's usually a really laid-back show as far as I can sit there and see somebody and talk to them. You know, somebody might holler out, "Well, why'd you write this song?" or something like that. You know, and I enjoy that intimacy like that.
Wow, and with just so many hits out there, I mean, what, over 20 singles on the Billboard charts over the years? I mean, you guys have such a legacy and a catalog behind you. I mean, it's just an honor to have you in town.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and you know, it's an honor to still be doing this after all these years. This will be 42 years that I've been doing this on the road for a living, and I've really enjoyed it. You know, of course, back before Confederate Railroad, we were the David Highland Co. Band, and before that, worked with Johnny Paycheck, and then, of course, played around locally, around North Georgia and Tennessee for several years back before that. So it's been quite a run, and we still do, you know, 80 to 100 shows a year.
Oh, wow.
And I really enjoy it.
Oh, wow, and you even have an album that just came out last year, Lucky to Be Alive.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. You know, the way I started, the whole thing came together, some of these new guys that are so big right now have come to me over the past few years, talking about growing up being big Confederate Railroad fans and all. And I thought, well, maybe, you know, I'll get off the couch and go write something and maybe pitch to these guys with something I've never done. And so myself and a couple of friends of mine started writing, and it started coming together pretty good. And an old buddy of mine at Sony heard what we were doing, and he said, well, why don't we just do a new Confederate Railroad album? So that was pretty amazing after all these years to get a deal with Sony when you're in your 60s. So an album, I was real proud of the way it turned out. It's done well for us. And, of course, we'll be doing some songs off that album while we're there.
Oh, wow, we're excited to hear them. And how is it as a songwriter? I mean, have you seen your style change over the years from enjoying writing what I always consider those burn-barning songs to the more ballady songs? I mean, one of my favorites is always She Took It Like a Man. But then you have
good deal. That was our first hit, yeah.
And then all the way over to Daddy Never Was, The Cadillac Kind, which is definitely this very tear-jerking, moving song, and just so emotional. I mean, is there one type of song you enjoy more, kind of penning?
Not really. You know, it's kind of the mood I'm in. And, you know, I don't just do things that I've written, like Cadillac Kind. Dave Gibson, Bernie Nelson wrote that for me. And Dave was part of the big Gibson Miller Band years ago. And, you know, so when I first went to finish, sponsored a bunch of songs I'd written, and we got this record deal. And then you get to have these meetings where you hear other songs that other people have written, and it's like I was ready to throw mine in the trash. You know, I mean, it's like, good grief, man, I've worked my life to write these things, and they're not even holding up. So it's just a process, you know, over the years. Just like anything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And as time went on, I wrote more and more of the songs on the albums, and I think I ended up doing 8 on this album. I was going through a divorce at the time, so some of that bled through, obviously, and some of it I handled with humor, and some not so much, but it was a fun record to write. And, you know, and also, you know, I wasn't really writing this big Confederate Railroad project, and so some of the things turned out a lot different than what you would imagine on a Confederate Railroad record. But it seemed to work well for us, and it's done real well. And I've even started talking about, after the first year, write the next album, so we'll see what happens with that.
Oh, we're excited and waiting. I mean, we play all of them from the beginning to the new here, so, I mean, it is just great when stuff comes out, and even better when it's Georgia artists, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, there's, I've spent, you know, my whole life around here. Of course, born and raised in Chattanooga and lived there most of my life. I lived down in Kennesaw at one time. I live in Adairsville, Georgia, actually now. And, you know, had a long history of playing places around North Georgia. Of course, Miss Kitty's being the most famous. What a great club that was. But I guess the reason it hit so much here is that's where I'm from, and that's where these people are from. And so you have a lot of the same values, a lot of the same outlooks on things. And maybe that's why it's been, still working so good around here.
Well, exactly. Well, and just the storytelling aspect of country music plays so well with having a passion for the area you're in.
Yeah, I agree, 100%, yeah.
And so, and growing up in Young Harris, Georgia myself, I remember when you guys would play the Anderson Music Hall back and seeing you just years ago. And just all kinds of
neat. Lord knows we've been around forever. Your grandparents probably remember us. It's funny.
Well, now, it's just some fantastic stuff.
They'd come up to Joe and they'd say, I've been listening to you since I was a kid. And they were in their 20s, and it was their 30s, now in their 40s. And it's coming up. I've been listening to you since I was a kid. I was like, good Lord.
Well, and it seems like there is that aspect that would make you feel one thing, but at the same time, that just idea that you're shaping a whole new generation of music ahead of you, just like you were speaking about the inspiration of making the new album.
Yeah, that's true, and some of these people have, they did grow up listening to it. I've been the parents or even the grandparents that was playing these things. And it's great when you do a show and you've got people that weren't even born when I made these big hit records that are singing along every word. I always enjoy that.
Wow. Now, where can we go to find out the new album, everything Confederate Railroad has going on? Follow you guys, especially with social media today?
Yeah, I'm not big into social media, but our keyboard player, Joey, does that, and on Facebook. And, of course, we've got our website. And as far as the new album and everything goes, we'll have those there at the show with Casper. We'll have our full line of T-shirts and CDs and everything.
Excellent. Well, January 19th is going to be here before you know it. I'm so looking forward to having you guys in town. Tickets are on sale now. And thank you so very much for taking out time and coming on and speaking with myself and listeners today.
Well, it's been my pleasure, Matt, and I'm really looking forward to this, getting up there and having a great night.
We're looking forward to having you here, and thank you so much, Mr. Shirley.
Okay, Matt. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.